This call is being recorded.
Well, hello, everyone. I would like to welcome you to Juicing 101. So if you are listening, then that means that you have made a phenomenal decision to find out more about juicing. And I want to start off by letting you know that juicing it's been around for years. So detoxing in general has been around for years. So I just want you to know that. Hold on one second. I hear a little bit of an echo. Hold on. Okay, that's better. So juicing has been around for years, and for centuries. Detoxing has been around for centuries. And so even though these buzzwords may be brand new to you and you may feel as if it's just a come and go fad that maybe a celebrity has tried or a personal trainer or someone that you work with, the fact of the matter is that detoxing is very normal, and it is what we're meant to do periodically on our own. The only time you ever experience it naturally and you don't question it is when you're sick. And so let's say you're sick with the flu and all of a sudden you lose your appetite. It's very important for you to lose your appetite because your body wants to heal itself. And so when you are digesting food, that takes up a lot of energy. So you naturally all of a sudden feel this need to either not eat anything or to just eat liquid-based foods like water, juices, soups, and things of that nature. Well, guess what? Especially with the way our eating is today with the standard American diet, that is an acronym. The acronym for that is SAD, S-A-D, Standard American Diet. The way the standard American diet is now, our bodies really need to have regular detoxes. So the term, the specific and technical term for that is called IF. If you Google IF or intermittent fasting, there's so much information on it, a plethora of information, and it's really good stuff. And what we're doing is really ID instead of IF. It's intermittent detoxing. So instead of using the body, using that time or a specified time period to not do anything, we are using that specified time period to infuse our bodies with highly concentrated nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Okay? So let me start off by telling you exactly what a detox is. A detox, at its most basic definition, is a specified time period where you release anything that is breaking the body and mind down and replenish it with anything that's building the body and mind up. Let me say that again. It's a specified amount of time, whether it's 3 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, it doesn't matter. It's a specified period of time where you are releasing anything that is breaking the body and mind down, and you're replenishing it with anything that's building the body and mind up for that time, okay? Very, very powerful. So before I go into this specific detox, which is a juice detox, yes, it is just one way to detox. I have customized many, many detox plans, and there's so many really, really healthy and powerful detox plans that you can do. And juicing just happens to be one of my faves. It's definitely in my top 5 for sure. So let me just tell you who I am in case you're brand new and don't have an idea of who I am. My name is Joy Brown. You can call me Joy. And I am owner of R3 Method and Fitness City Bootcamp. R3 stands for Reverse, Retrain, Rebuild Your Body and Mind. So that's what I focus on. I'm a no-nonsense weight loss coach, personal trainer, author of a book called R3 Diet, international speaker, and a synergistic kinesiologist. So that just means I really go deep into helping to release emotional toxins. I call that my emotional fitness side, And then obviously there's a physical fitness side to helping people transform and live their best life now in their best body now. And that is really the key. Like I say it a lot, this is not a dress rehearsal. We only have one life to live, and you want to live it in a good body. You want to live it healthily. You want to live it on fire, passionately, excited, enthusiastic. You want to live a life of purpose, and you want to live it unapologetically on fire. Okay? So if you're waking up and the first thing you do is hit snooze 3 times, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. If you wake up and your first thought is, I dread my day, or I have so much to do today, or there's not enough hours in a day today, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. If you start off your day and you have to have 6 cups of coffee before you can even say hi to someone, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. That is not how we were naturally designed. And you want to get back to the way we were naturally designed. And when you get back to that place, oh my goodness, when you get back to that place, you're going to experience life from a whole new set of eyes, from a whole new experience. And if somebody is doing that right now, if somebody is living life like that right now, then the question you should be asking yourself is, why not me? Why not me? And it all starts off with one of the first things we're going to talk about, which is emotional wounds that you may have. So I want you to write down the 5 different categories we're going to discuss, and we're going to tackle each one quickly because this is like an overview of Juicing 101. So we're going to tackle it quickly. If you want to go deep into this, then, I have courses designed for this, and that's why I highly recommend at the end of this call, you will be able to you will have enough information to go out and do this on your own and experience results on your own. But then there will be some of you that are like, you know what? I love this information. I love the thought of transforming my life in this way, but I want to hire you to help me to transform. And then, so that will be some of you. And then I'll let you know at the end of this call how you can hire me if you want to work with me personally to guide you through this process. But either way, I love the fact that at the end of this call, you will be set with the tools of success to juice successfully, whether on your own or getting professional help from me. Okay? So without further ado, let me give you the 5 categories that we're going to tackle today. The first one is called mind prep. Write that down. You should not be listening any further without a pen or paper in your hand, or else you're wasting your time and you're wasting my time. And definitely do not reach out and hire me at the end of this call if you can't even have a pen and paper in your hand during this call, because that means you're not coachable in the first place. And I only like working with people who are coachable. I only like working with people who are open-minded. I only like working with people who are freaking sick and tired of being sick and tired of their own excuses, and they're tired of ignoring the problem, because the longer you ignore it, the bigger it gets. And so I only like working with people who are finally in a position in their lives where they are looking in the mirror, they're seeing their life for what it is, they are being honest with themselves, and they're making a statement and a declaration, a resolute declaration that says, I choose to do something different now so I can get a different result now. So I'm called the no-nonsense coach. There's a lot of coaches who may baby you and stroke you and say what you want to hear, but I'm not the one. So if you're already starting out on a note where you're not being compliant, then bye-bye. Because I literally want to put all my energy is precious. Some people think money is the most precious commodity on earth. I think energy is one of the most precious things that you have in your arsenal. And I protect my energy. And you should protect your energy too. Don't allow energy zappers to zap your stinking energy. They're not building you up. If they're breaking you down, then that means they're a toxin in your life. And they have to go for this duration, for this period, especially during the time that's your sacred time to juice, your sacred time to detox. That's a very, very sacred time. So let's talk about these 5 categories for the people who are really serious right now. That's who I'm talking to. First category is mind prep. We're going to talk about mind prep first. After mind prep, we're going to talk about kitchen prep. After kitchen prep, we're going to have grocery time. Then we're going to have juice time. And then it's time for some stinking results. How about that? Mind prep, kitchen prep, grocery time, juice time, and then it's time for results. So let's go ahead and kick it off with mind prep, guys. Mind prep, out of all of these steps, is the number one most crucial step, because if you don't have your mindset hat on properly, then everything else is just going to crumble. So you want to start off with a strong, solid foundation of having a proper mindset. And the number one thing that can jack us up are negative, toxic thoughts. We think 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day. And with us thinking 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day, and most of them being negative or recycled thoughts that we constantly think over and over, most of them being thoughts about the past or the future, worrying about the future or fretting over the past, not letting the past go, being completely fearful of the future. And we miss out on the gift, which is the present, the now. We miss out on the gift. And so the first thing we have to tackle when it comes to mindset is we have to get rid of all emotional blockages. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, what am I believing? What do I have to believe about myself right now for me to be in this situation that I'm in when it comes to my health? So some of you are listening and you're overweight. Some of you are listening and you have diseases. Some of you are listening and you've been diagnosed with life-threatening diseases. Some of you are listening and you're not living an optimal lifestyle. Some of you are listening and you're stressed the heck out. Some of you are listening and you're depressed. Some of you are listening and you have a lot of issues in your life that keep resurfacing over and over and over, and you realize it's the same ones. If you realize every January you have the exact same New Year's resolution, and every year it's never getting completely resolved, or you just resolve it for a short time period and it comes back, then that means that's the number one pain you have right now. That's the number one pain that's keeping you up at night. So the question you have to ask is, what do I have to believe about myself for this to keep resurfacing? What do I have to believe about myself for this problem, this pain, to keep resurfacing? What do I have to believe about myself? Ask yourself that question. And again, I'm not going to go deep on this right now, but normally what I do is I need to find out your top 3 emotional limiting beliefs that's preventing you from having success in that area. And once we find out what the top 3 are, then I go through a process, a modality to help you release those so that they don't sabotage you anymore. And so one way you can do it without me talking to you individually or personally right now, one thing you can do is just go back, and if you feel like you know what yours is, if you know what your limiting belief is, if you know what your pain is, then what you can do is you can go back and you can the first step is to forgive yourself and anybody that was involved, whether they were involved intentionally or unintentionally, whether they tried to hurt you intentionally or unintentionally. You have to go back and forgive yourself and them. Why do you have to forgive yourself? You have to forgive yourself because more than likely you've been beating yourself up over it for over the amount of years or months or however long you've been dealing with it. You've been beating yourself up. You've been basically holding yourself hostage. You've been beating yourself up. You've been condemning yourself. You've been judging yourself. You've been telling yourself how much of a loser you are for not being able to take care of this one area of your life. You've been really beating yourself up over it. You may have been beating up other people emotionally because you can't solve the issue, and it's been causing hurt in your life, so you've been hurt people. So maybe you've been hurting other people as a result of it. So you have to forgive yourself and forgive others. Second thing you have to do is you have to love yourself and love others. Love yourself and love others. You have to say, you know what, from this point on, I love myself and I love others. Because what you put out in the world comes back to you like a boomerang, and it comes back fast. It comes back multiplied. So if you send it out and it's attached with, let's just say, 20% of your energy, it comes back with like 80% energy attached. So you always have to send out love. It's not about the other person. It is about you and your transformation. So once you forgive and once you replace it with love, you have to throw it away. You have to throw that pain out. And you have to say, I am now going to believe that I see myself worthy of transformation. I see myself worthy of transformation. That is your affirmation statement, okay? So now you've let go of the past wound. Maybe it was a statement that said, I am not worthy. Maybe it was a statement that said, I am not loved. Maybe it was a statement that says, I am not good enough. Maybe it was a statement that says, I will never achieve XYZ. Okay? So whatever that limiting belief was, now that you've let it go, the second step is you have to create a new intention. We're going to replace that old negative belief with a new positive belief. What's your new intention? What is it that you want to see happen during this challenge, during this transformation? Remember, a detox is a specified period of time. That's why I do everything in increments, and that's why they're all attached to a challenge. It's a psychological reason behind that that helps you actually succeed. So the next step is to find out what your intention is. What is your new goal? What is your desire? What do you desire to happen? We'll just use a number right now as an example, the number 30. Let's say you're doing a 30-day challenge. What's your intention for the next 30 days? What is it that you want more of in your life? More health, more energy, more happiness, more joy, more freedom, more love, healthier relationships, more adventure. You have to make it into one word or one sentence, because that is going to be your new jingle. You know how you remember jingles when you were little? There may be a jingle behind a commercial. Coast. The scent opens your eyes. Coast lathers. And then you realize that Coast is the way to make you feel alive. I kid you not, guys. I did not have that plan. That just came to me, and I am completely embarrassed right now. But I will move on and just hope that my embarrassment was helpful for you. To remember some type of jingle, some type of commercial that just, for whatever reason, it just sticks out to you. You can sing it. You remember it. You don't even know why. I can't even tell you the last time I saw a Coast soap commercial. I can't even tell you. It had to be years. But that just shows you the power of the mind, especially the subconscious, how it just made that particular commercial pop up in my head when I said you need your own jingle. So your own jingle might be, I'm alive, I'm alert, and I feel great. 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 And you have something that helps you remind you of that. Maybe every time you finish texting someone, you say to yourself, I'm alive, I'm alert, and I feel great. That's your jingle. So you need that. And you need that to be your intention, and you need to do it at least once a day, preferably if you only had one. If I said, okay, you can only do this one time a day, what's the best time to do it? When you first wake up, before your feet hit the ground. Before your feet hit the ground running, you need to say that jingle, your intention jingle, okay? That's what you're going to say when you first wake up. If you really want to see transformation and you want to up your game, then, like I said, say it throughout the day. Every time you finish texting someone, say your jingle to yourself or out loud. Moving right along and then we're still on mind prep. The next thing is with mind prep is you want to know your dominant motivation. What is your dominant motivation? There are 4 main personality types. One is more motivated by challenge and reward. One is more motivated by fun. One is more motivated by helping themselves or helping others. That word help just really resonates with you. And then one is more motivated by order and routine, having it on their schedule. Just knowing that it's on their schedule is their main motivation. So which one is your main motivation? And that is going to help you throughout this challenge, because whenever you because here's the deal, everybody starts off with willpower when you start something new. Willpower is temporary, and so it will run dry. Once willpower runs dry, you want to fall back on your main personality type and use your dominant motivation to help keep you in the game so you can win. You can only win when you're in the game. So when you know your main personality type, let's say your main personality type is fun, then you'll know, okay, I need to make it fun for myself right now. I need to make it out of a game right now, because if I make it into a game, it will be fun for me. And I help my clients with their personality type. If they call me and they tell me that they email me and they tell me that they're getting low on motivation, then I give them a tool to use, a strategy to use based on their personality type. So you want to know what your dominant personality type is, and that will tell you what to do when the motivation runs low. Last but not least, when it comes to mind prep, is getting support. You want to get personal support. Some of you will also get professional support. You want to get personal support. You want to let your friends and family and coworkers know what you are doing for this specified period of time, 30 days. Guys, for the next 30 days, I'm doing XYZ and I need your support. I don't need you to come to work and bring red velvet cake and say, here you go, we're celebrating your 20-year anniversary with us. No, I don't need that in my life for the next 30 days. I just need you to encourage me. I don't need to come to work and you're questioning me and you're saying where you're getting your protein from and you're asking me how are you able to still work out and you're asking me is it that serious and you're asking me all these questions that's making me doubt myself because it's already hard enough in and of itself to complete the time frame, the 30 days in this case. So you don't want to make it harder. You want the people to support you and give you more energy and build you up. So you have to just let those people know, please support me during this time. Make it easier for me. Maybe your spouse or your mom or someone can make a few meals for your children so that you're not always in the kitchen having to cook during this time. But if you do have to cook during the time, even though you're juicing, oh well, put some headphones on, listen to some music that makes you feel good, and then remind yourself why you're doing it. Why are you doing this? Why now? Why not 10 years ago? Why not 10 years from now? Why now? Why is now the good time? And you have to know what your why is so that you can remind yourself of your intention throughout the 30 days or the duration, okay? All right, so that's it with mind prep. Let's move right along to kitchen prep. What? Kitchen prep. What? Kitchen prep. What? Kitchen prep. Let's prep out this kitchen. Let's pimp out this kitchen is what I like to call it. Your kitchen is your garden of Eden. Your kitchen is your garden of Eden. What your kitchen is near and dear to me because I do a lot of kitchen raids. I do them live and I do them virtually. So if you want me to raid your kitchen for you, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, then you can email me and put kitchen raid in the subject line. I'll raid your kitchen for you because most people, you think you know, but you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So let's go ahead and start off the detox journey, just admitting that maybe there's a few things that you're missing as far as knowledge in this area. And you don't beat yourself up for not knowing it, but just know that once you find out, you're unstoppable because knowledge plus action, applied knowledge is power, okay? So knowledge plus applying that knowledge is power. So that's what we're doing. We're equipping you to be successful and transforming your life through this information. We're allowing information to become revelation, to become transformation, okay? So detox your kitchen. The first thing you have to do is just like what we're doing with the body and mind, we're getting rid of the gook, we're getting rid of the junk and replacing it with the good. You have to do that with your kitchen. Kitchen is the most important part of your house in helping you to reach your health goals. Second most important part of your house to help you is your bedroom because that's where the sex and the sleep goes on, baby. Sex and sleep, that's part of your health routine. But we're not talking about sex and sleep today, so let's keep the main thing, which is the kitchen. So you need to detox your kitchen and get rid of the stuff that is not going to build you up. Get rid of the stuff that's going to harm you. Get rid of the high fat, high salt, high sugar. Get rid of the high fat, high salt, high sugar. Get rid of the high fat, high salt, high sugar. When you hear me repeat things, I don't repeat them because I don't have anything else better to do. I repeat them because there's power in repetition. So when I repeat them, it actually helps it become part of you even more than if I were to just say it once. So you want to get rid of everything in your kitchen that's high fat, high salt, high sugar. You want to get rid of all junk foods. You specifically and definitely want to get rid of foods that you're highly addicted to. So if you're highly addicted to sodas, if you're highly addicted to coffee, if you're highly addicted to donuts, cookies, chips, popcorn, pretzels, if you're highly addicted to white flour products, if you're highly addicted to anything that you know you actually binge out on, they should not be in your kitchen during the time of your detox. Get rid of it now, okay? Tell your family. If your family wants to continue eating junk while you're detoxing and you don't have time to argue with them right now, and you're like, okay, you do what you want to do right now, I'm doing this. Because trust me, it always starts with one person, and eventually other people in the household come along for the ride. That's what I've noticed in my experience of working with people. So with that being the case, just start off with you. And that's okay. So just say, look, if you plan on continuing this, ask your husband or somebody to hide the junk food from you so you cannot see it. You don't know where it's at. It should not be in the kitchen at all during your detox. Not in your fridge, pantry, refrigerator, freezer, nothing. cabinets, nothing. Get rid of it. Okay? All right, once you get rid of it, now you're going to have to replace it with stuff that you need. And we'll talk about that on the next category, which is grocery shopping. But another thing that you want to do with your kitchen is you want to keep your kitchen in tip-top shape for your detox. I'm talking it should be spick and span clean. There's a psychological reason behind that. So just know it needs to be spick and span clean. So when you walk past it, it is so clean most of the time. And you want to make sure the counters are full of stuff. That's why I call it the Garden of Eden. You want to make sure the counters are full of lots of pretty, colorful fruit and vegetables. If you want some of them or all of them to be the little plastic kind, then go to the store and buy some. Go to Bed Bath and Beyond or something and buy the little plastic fruit and vegetables and put it in a big bowl, big pretty bowls. Nice, pretty colors. You want your kitchen to be really beautiful. If you have a bunch of papers and kitchen magnets all over your refrigerator and it looks cluttered, get rid of all of that. During your detox, make sure it's spick and span clean and make sure it's full of things that are uplifting. So if you want to put a poem in there, put a poem in there. If you want to have some images in there, some pictures of pretty fruit and vegetables, put it in there. And let me tell you why that's important. Food companies know that the power in that because guess what? That's why you see billboards everywhere. That's why you see fast food restaurants advertising in magazines all over the place because they are trying to get in your subconscious mind so that throughout your day you get triggers that causes you to crave those foods. So you can do the same thing to yourself that the food industry is spending millions and billions of dollars to get you hooked and addicted. You can use $0 and have triggers in your kitchen that causes you to freaking crave healthy foods. I can't tell you how many people I've met. When I first met the client, they said, "Oh, I don't crave water. I don't desire water. I don't crave fruit. As a matter of fact, I don't eat X, Y, and Z vegetables. Oh, these foods are so nasty to me." And they have all these different perceptions of how disgusting and nasty healthy foods are. And one of the benefits, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, one of the benefits to detoxing is we're actually going to reverse, retrain, rebuild your taste buds. So the things that you're craving now are going to be different after this 30 days are over with. Now you're going to be craving different foods. So I don't want to just physically change it. I also want to mentally and emotionally change it by having triggers in your home that causes you to crave the foods your body were designed to crave. Okay? So spiritual support, get all the support you need to help you on this journey. Another thing you're going to need to do for kitchen prep is you're going to need to purchase a juicer if you plan to juice your foods on your own, or you can plan to purchase your juices. So either you're going to be personally juicing them or you're going to be purchasing your juices from a grocery store or a juice cafe or a health food store, okay? So you want to know at the beginning which one you plan on doing so that you are prepared. So I'm going to, if you start off and you're like, I don't want to invest in a juicer right away, then you can start off going and having your juices made for you. But I highly recommend that if your first one, on the very first one, if you don't have your own juicer, I highly recommend you buy a juicer for your second juice detox. Like, let's say you plan on doing it again in 3 months or in 6 months. I highly recommend you have a juicer to use for that eventually. And let me tell you why. That is the best investment you can make on your counter. I can tell what's going on in your body and with your health just by looking at your kitchen. And so the best investment you can make is a juicer. That's the best investment you can make is a juicer. And there's small, medium, and high price points for a juicer. So you may be able to get one as low as $60 to $90, and then you can get one in the $100 to $300 price range, and you can get one in the $400 to a $1,500 price range. So there's 3 different price categories. I will tell you up front, my absolute favorite brand is the Breville, Breville. The Breville juicer is my favorite, hands down. juicer I've been using for years, and I research juicers when new ones come out all the time. And I do want to say this because this is so important, and this just really makes me cringe on social media when people are drinking a smoothie and they're saying that they're drinking juice. Juices and smoothies are completely different. Juicers and blenders are completely different. As of now, there's not one machine that can do both. There's not one machine that's been invented that can juice and make smoothies. When you blend, you're blending the fiber into the smoothie. When you're juicing, you're extracting the fiber from the juice. Okay? Both are healthy and both are good. They're just different. Juicing is more powerful, and that's why as I talk about juicing, I'm talking about juicing only. So that means you're not consuming anything else. You're not just having a juice for breakfast. You're having juice only for all throughout the day for a specific amount of time, whether that's 3 days or 30 days, whatever. You're only having juices. The only thing you're having outside of that is water and unsweetened herbal teas. That's it, okay? So make sure we're clear on what juicing is. You're on a juice detox. That means you only have juice. Okay? All right, good. What else do we need to do as it relates to your kitchen prep? That's really it. The main thing is the only other thing that I do is I make sure I speak over the kitchen and speak. There's power in words, so I just kind of you could make it a prayer, you can make it a declaration, but you want to just speak over your kitchen and just say, I am thankful that I have a kitchen. I'm thankful for all the food in it. I'm thankful that it's going to nourish my body and make me strong and whole. And I'm just thanking my kitchen for supporting me during this cleanse. And I'm sending love to everything in this kitchen, on the counter, in the fridge, in the freezer, in the pantry. I'm just being thankful and sending love to everything in this kitchen. And you just speak that over your kitchen, and you are done. You are ready, and you say it. You make that declaration. I'm ready to detox. The fun begins now. The game begins now. The love begins now, because this is an act of love. You are loving yourself. You are loving yourself. You're doing something that is so powerful. You're building yourself up. You are loving yourself. Okay? So speak what it is. This is not a detox. This is not a starvation detox. This is an act of love. You are literally, through the act of juicing, the only thing that's more powerful is to have an IV through your vein giving you these type of nutrients. You are giving yourself concentrated amounts of vitamins, nutrients, and minerals. It bypasses digestion during this time. And since it's not using the energy to digest food, it uses the energy to first heal and repair. After it goes through the phase of healing and repairing, goes through the phase of getting rid of the toxins. Then it goes through the phase of getting rid of the stored fat. Then it goes through the phase of replenishing your energy levels. So very, very powerful as far as the phases that it goes through as it detoxes. To me, the minimum amount of detoxing you should do is a 3-day juice detox. That's the minimum. And you can do a 1-day juice detox, but I'm telling you, 3-day juice detox should be the minimum juice detox that you do, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and go grocery shopping. We have completed mind prep. We've completed kitchen prep. Now we are on to grocery time. And with grocery time, it's fun. You want to use grocery time and look at it as fun. We're about to have fun grocery shopping. And the first thing I want to say with grocery shopping is the question that comes up. Should it be conventional or organic fruit and vegetables? Should it be conventional or organic? Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that of the two, organic is the best. But I will tell you that if you are on an extreme budget and you can only purchase conventional fruit and vegetables during this detox, go for it. You're still going to get phenomenal results. Just rinse the stuff and dry it, clean it off, dry it off. But you're going to have phenomenal results. Some people combine it, and they have conventional and organic produce that they use. So that is my tip. Use organic is best, but you could also use all conventional, or you can use a combination of conventional and organic fruit and vegetables. All right, where do you get it? Where do you get your produce? You want to get it. The number one option is farmers markets. I love going to farmers markets. Sometimes you can get the best deals at farmers markets. And you can also Google where the farmers markets are in your area, when they are, when they take place, and where they are. So find that out. Sometimes you may have to go to 2, 3, or 4 of them in the beginning to find out what they carry at which one. I like the ones that have a lot of produce in bulk. If you go to the ones where they just have the cute little, looks like a little cute small bowl with just like 5 or 6 oranges in it, like those little quaint places, that's not the optimal place to go when you're about to do a juice detox and you need to get produce in bulk. So I highly recommend going to farmers markets to have produce in bulk first. Find out, you can go, get recommendations from other people in your area. Find out where they're going. Go check it out yourself. And then once you know where you're going to go, bam, make sure you have everything you need. There's some produce items that will last the whole 30 days because they don't go bad fast. Okay. For instance, if you can get apples that may last the whole 30 days, but then there's some produce that goes bad really quickly, and so you may have to go and get those over and over and over again. Lemons, another one that can last the whole 30 days, and so if you can get them in bulk and they can last the whole entire time, great. But if you get a produce that goes bad fast, like loose leaf vegetables such as kale, spinach, they don't last 30 days, so you may have to go and get those every 3 days. You may have to go get more loose leaf lettuce, and that's okay. So just know that most of the items can last you the whole time, and then there's going to be some items that you're getting every 3 days of your detox. You're getting fresh produce, replenishing it. So you want to know where do you have to go and get that. And some of it you may get the bulk items at the farmer's market, and then you may get a few other items at the local health food store or your big grocery store, big chain grocery store. Because big chain grocery stores have, some of you, depending on where you live, that's all you have. You only have the big chain grocery stores, and you got to make that work, and that's okay. So with that being the case, now that you know where you're going, whether it's a grocery store or a health food store or a farmer's market, now that you know where you're going to get your produce, the next thing is, what do you need? What do you need to get? And the first thing you do is you need to have your recipes ready. When you know what the recipes are that you're going, which juice recipes you're using, then you know what you have to go and get. The only thing that you're going to be when you're new to this, you're playing by ear a lot, is quantity. You may not know exactly which quantities to get up front, and that's okay. It's not a big deal that you don't know exactly which quantities. Just know that you're going to be playing it by ear in the beginning, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be such a phenomenal experience. You're not going to waste a lot of stuff because you can use it. So just keep in mind that don't get so caught up on if it were like we were baking cakes and you need to know exact ingredients and exact quantities. It's not like that with juicing. So don't get caught on the fence with quantities. Don't let that frustrate you. As far as colors, there's different benefits in different colors of produce. So you want a variety of colors. But obviously green is the power color. And so you want to make sure that you have that you're putting in different things that are green, because green is the power color. But all of the different colors have different benefits, okay? So that's why you want to make sure that it's a rainbow, that you're switching up your juices. All of your juices should not be the exact same color each and every day, all throughout the day. Switch up the colors. All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about that with this next one, which is juice time. We're done with grocery time. Now let's go ahead and go to juice time. This is the meat and potatoes of what you need to know as far as how to juice and what to juice. When it comes to juicing, you want to put down BSB. BSB. You're going to have a base, a sweetener, and a booster in each one of your juices. A base, a sweetener, and a booster. Your base is the produce that you put in the juicer that's going to yield the most amount of liquid. It's going to basically fill up most of your jar or your glass. That is what it means when you put that in the juicer, a lot of juice comes out. These are items such as celery, beet, cucumbers, carrots, things of that nature. Those are items that are great bases. Sweeteners are things that makes it sweet. It makes it palatable. It makes it taste good. And so I will say that 90% of the time, I like my sweetener to come from apples, red apples, green apples, Granny Smith apples, Fiji apples. It doesn't matter. Um, you want to make sure it's coming from apples 90% of the time. Okay. Other sweeteners that you can use are melons, pineapples, grapes. Those are other sweeteners you can use. Anything that's a sweet fruit that can be a sweetener. But like I said, apples are very neutral. They're considered neutral fruit. So I like to use those most of the time. And then you're going to have a booster. And your boosters are power superfoods, things like herbs such as basil, cilantro, fennel, lemon, lime. You can put sweet peppers in, ginger. These are all boosters. And another thing that's a booster that you want to put in a lot are your green leafies. Green leafies such as kale, spinach, bok choy, arugula is very bitter, so use that, in limited quantities. But you also can put in things like collard greens. That's a nice booster. And so when you think of a booster, think of like something that's a handful. Okay? Just a handful. And you can play around with it. One of the things that I do when I give clients specific recipes, they are literally properly food combined to where they're getting the perfect combination of booster sweeteners and bases and the perfect varieties of the different colors so that they're getting everything they need to optimize their juice detox. So that's why I'm very strategic when it comes to exactly what I put in juices. But if you are doing this on your own, just know that you keep it simple when you think of bases, sweeteners, and boosters, and making sure that you have the right quantity. What quantity should you have? Each one of the glasses you drink should be 15 to 30 ounces, and you need to have 4 of them a day. Let me say that again, 15 to 30 ounces, and you need to drink 4 of them a day. I always like to tell people to go out and get some mason jars, and I like the mason jars that can fit in the cup holder of my car, especially if you're doing a lot of ripping and running and you need to travel with them. Just make sure that when you travel with them, put them in a cooler tote bag or something that is covering them from the sun. If you have them just like out and sitting in the sun, then they're going to start to lose enzymes and lose vitamins and lose nutrients and lose minerals. It's going to start to, like, you're wasting it. It's starting to, the longer it sits out, the longer it's losing all those vital nutrients that it needs. If you need to store it, store them in the refrigerator, not the freezer. Okay? So I recommend, let me just start in the order of what's most optimal. What's most optimal is if you can make them on the spot and drink them on the spot. So if you're drinking 4 a day, you juice 4 times a day and you drink them on the spot. And you should drink them. It should not take you more than 20 minutes to finish drinking it. Okay? So it can take up to 20 minutes to drink it because you want to kind of sip on it, not kind of guzzle it down. You want to kind of sip on it. I always like to sip on it between 10 and 20 minutes each meal, 4 times a day. At the max, if you feel like you're hungry, late at night, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, then you can toss in a 5th bonus juice. But you don't need to go over 5 juices, and 4 is recommended. Also, you want to know the times of day that you're going to have your juices. So you may say, I'm going to drink my first one at 6:30 a.m. I'm going to drink my second one at 11 a.m. I'll drink my third one at 2:30 p.m. and I'll drink my last one at 6:30 p.m. or 7 p.m. So you want to know that 4 times a day you're going to drink your juices. Very powerful if you drink them around the same time each day. Because it's almost like putting logs in a fireplace for your metabolism at the same times each day. So make sure you do that. All right. Now that you have your juices made, you're drinking your juices throughout the day, just know that there are side effects that you could experience the first 3 to 4 days. There's side effects that you could experience. Side effects are things such as feeling tired, feeling, having bad breath, low energy. mood swings, irritability. You may feel like a brain fog. You may feel frustration. You'll doubt yourself. You'll have a lot of your subconscious thoughts kicking in, telling you things like, why are you doing this? And you may also experience emotional swings. And just know that that's normal. Some people experience flu-like symptoms. One of the symptoms that's very, very, very powerful, popular is headaches that you may experience as the body is releasing these toxins from your system. That is normal. Do not quit because you're experiencing them. Most people, they start to fade away after the third day. Sometimes they kind of come back periodically throughout your detox and kind of like a roller coaster. But most of the time, you'll start to experience the benefits after that, where you start to feel a really, really big increase in your energy level. You'll start to sleep like a baby at night. You'll notice that you're losing weight. You're losing inches. You'll notice that you're starting to have clearer skin. Your eye color will start to change. You'll notice that you'll start to reverse and rejuvenate the aging process. I've literally seen people where their natural hair color start to come back, and at first they were growing gray. You'll notice that at first, if you had different parts of your hair that was balding, that it's growing back. You'll notice that if you had different parts of your body that you experience pain in, that now you're starting to become pain-free in those areas, whether it's your back or your knee. I don't care if you had surgery before in the past, or you had a car accident in the past, or some type of trauma, physical trauma. You'll notice that you're starting to feel like it's going back to normal in that area. I mean, these are powerful, powerful symptoms and that you'll start to experience, and benefits that you'll start to experience, and you'll be like, I didn't even know this was possible. You'll start to look more youthful. You'll start to notice your skin elasticity change, and it goes back to the way it was when you were in your 20s. So be on the lookout and be excited about these changes that you can start to experience. And you'll notice you don't need coffee in the morning, which obviously during the detox, you're not supposed to drink any coffee, soda, caffeine, any of that. But I'm just saying that you'll notice that you don't even crave coffee anymore. If you're addicted to soda, you'll notice you don't even crave soda anymore. So these are powerful, powerful things that you can look forward to experiencing. Your body, so what are the things, what are the results? What are some of the results that you can expect to get? In addition to all these things that I'm talking about, you're alkalizing your body. That means you're replenishing your cells. Your cells are, when you're done with this, you will have a new set of cells in your body. That's why you will be a new person. You will have a new mindset. Now, one thing I want to say, and I have to say this because I tell this to people every time, because if I don't say it and they experience it, sometimes it could scare you. Because you're detoxing, and it's not just a physical detox, it's also an emotional detox, you may have thoughts that come into your mind because they resurface. It's something that maybe you pushed down into the subconscious because it was a traumatic experience that happened in your life. And when you were little, or because it happened 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you pushed it into the subconscious and you've ignored it over the years, but you didn't completely release it. Sometimes it resurfaces and you start thinking about it, and you'll notice yourself crying for no reason, or you'll notice yourself really evaluating a relationship you're in, or really evaluating what your career field, or really evaluating who you are and the decisions you've been making as a person, and evaluating what you've been doing with your life. And it will make you feel either completely sad or completely depressed or completely helpless, and you'll just start having these, bouts of just really feeling like you're in this low place vibrationally and emotionally. And I'm here to tell you that I don't want you to try to push that away. I want you to feel those feelings once and for all. They're resurfacing because they now want you to deal with them once and for all. So when they come up, allow it to go through the process. Go into a quiet room, shut the door, ask people to not disturb you, allow them to come out completely. And when they come out, kind of go back to what you did at the beginning when you went through the forgiveness stage, where you forgive yourself and others involved. You push it out, throw it out into the sea, replace it with love, and you love yourself, and you even love going through that experience, because more than likely every experience will teach us something. So love what you learned from it. Even though you may not love that experience, love what you learned from it. Okay? And then be thankful. Thankful that you've experienced it. Thankful that you're a new person now. Thankful that it came back on the surface for you to completely let it go. And thankful that you're entering into your transformation. You're entering into this new self. That imposter self, that old self, that is gone, and the new self is here. Guys, I want to be the first one to congratulate you and welcome you to your new self. I want to be the first one to tell you that it is worth it. It is worth it. You are worth it. So again, as I told you in the beginning, if you do need professional help, if you are like, I am ready to do this, I'm ready to do a juice detox, but I don't want to go it alone, then let me give you my personal email address, and you can email me, and I'll do a free 20-minute strategy session with you. And during that strategy session, the number one thing that I do first is I help you to discover what your emotional blockage may be so that we can release it. After we release it, I find out your story, find out kind of what you've been going through, what you've experienced in the past, where you're at now, and what your goal is, what is it that you want to accomplish. And then I give you a strategy session. I let you know if the juice detox is the best detox for you right now. I let you know if there's another detox that might be a better fit for you with where you're at and what you're trying to accomplish. And then after that, I give you the tools to accomplish that. And then again, you can choose to do it on your own, or you can say, you know what, hey, what do I need to do if I want you to help me through the process? Because I know myself, and I know that if I do it alone, that I'm going to quit. And I'm at a point right now where I don't want to quit. So if that's you, and you want to do the free 20-minute strategy session, and you feel like I'm worth it, and I'm no longer going with these excuses that are in my head, I'm no longer going to ignore it. I'm going to finally do something about it. I'm going to take massive action so I can get a massive transformation. If that's you, then go ahead and email me at r3bodymethod@email.com. Let me say that again. R as in rabbit, the number 3, r3bodymethod@gmail.com. And again, I'll say it the last time, r3bodymethod@gmail.com. If you want to check out my websites, I always like people to check out my websites first just so you can get to know me. Go to my blog, find out a little bit more about me so you can see if you're in alignment with my method and my process and my personality. You need to be in alignment. So we're working. It's almost like a marriage, any type of relationship, a marriage relationship, a business. If you're going together in a business, teaming up with someone, you always have to make sure you're in alignment with the person. So go check out my website at r3method.com. My other website is fitinthecitybootcamp.com. Again, I'm the no-nonsense weight loss coach. More to this whole game than just weight loss. It's about transforming the body and the mind, living the optimal life. Should you detox if you're not trying to lose weight? Absolutely. It's not just about weight loss because you still have toxins. You still have things that need to be released. So till next time, guys, R3 for life. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. If you know someone who needs to hear this message, then you need to share it with them. Point blank, period. You need to share it with them. Again, until next time, R3 for life. Bye.